Thank you so much for sharing your day with me. It is 12 o'clock, 12 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. I've always said Eastern Standard EST, like 12 p.m. EST, even though last week we were on daylight savings time. So I should have been going 12 p.m. DST up until now, you know? But I never thought about it until I think I was watching the news and they said, we're going back to Eastern Standard Time. And I said, wow, I'd always said it was Eastern. I thought whatever time on the East that we have is our Eastern Standard Time. Learn something every day. Thank you. Thank you. I see you. Please, feel free to make a chat. I put the studio link to invite the members in. But sometimes, like, you know, it gets a little difficult. I'm gonna start like asking you all, like, and it goes to each of the websites. My favorite, and I don't think I've ever shared this before. But before I do that, thank you for sharing your Wednesday afternoon with me. I try to do this every Wednesday. I am JB Bryan, President and Chief Investment Officer at JB Bryan Financial Group, the home of AfroEconomics. I work all the way up to this moment. So I hope that you all got your little shortcut windows for the coming into that's for you. And the sometimes the text software doesn't do what it's supposed to do. And I spoil you, but I hope you did get it because I don't know. I just kind of I didn't have a chance to not having the chance to actually look and see, did I get my own text? Because I think I'm on the text list. But I hope that you got the text. I hope you got the shortcut. If not, watching me on social media, and Snoopy D can let us know if she got that text in Stone Mountain, Georgia. Today's topic is about job cuts. Yeah, job cuts. I had a client tell me the other day, and she was like, "Yeah, she said, they keep talking about the job cuts with the federal government." She's like, "But you know how many different job changes that I've been through?" And I said, "Yeah, the last time I was in a on a doing a radio interview, and I was talking about that. I was talking about, like, throughout my career, I've had clients that have gone through job changes. And I think that a lot of times, not even a lot of times, like corporate people that are in corporate and in our community, the majority of the Black community, and I don't know if you know this, but when you look at where Black people work, we tend to work for a municipality, like the city or the state or the county or the federal government. We'll work for a municipality where the white community is more likely, the majority of them work in the corporate community. So they have seen cutbacks, layoff, cutting, losing the job. Like a lot of times we get these municipal and government jobs and you get extremely comfortable and you just don't think. But I have had clients, my beautiful Black clients in corporate America, go to work, boom, they're downsized just like that. Even over COVID, I had several clients receive a letter that says, your entire department has been replaced. Good to see you, Ms. King. Said they received a letter that said your entire department has been replaced by computer software. I mean, they put that in the letter that they received. Now, I tell you, I want to share something with you all, and it means a lot to me. Hope you get the message. And I want to make sure. Allow also share tab audio. Hope you'll hear this. If you cannot hear this, let me know. Here we go. Let me make sure you can see it. You can see it. Okay. Now I want to make sure. I'm going to start playing it. I didn't start playing it yet. Okay.
Value is based on what you can do without. Listen to what I'm saying here. Value is not based on what you own or what you have. In fact, I'll drop this jewel on you real quick. Real value is based on what you can do without. It's not about what you can accumulate. It's how functionable are you with nothing. And we can't function on nothing, so that becomes the scale. How low can you go? How deep can you go? Because after a while, if you really become a spiritual being, you don't rely on the world for nothing. Nothing. You enter the world, but you are not dependent upon the world. You're dependent upon invisible forces. What are the invisible forces? Love.
God.
People can't see love. They're too busy watching hate.
Amen.
It's all about your perception. Real value is based on what you can do without.
This is the
Listen
top.
to what I'm saying here. Value is not based on what you own or what you have. In fact, I'll drop this jewel on you real quick.
Yes.
Real value is based on what you can do without.
Y'all feel me on this? Y'all feel me on that? Can y'all feel me on that? Real value is based on what you can do without. Then you're wealthy. Then you're rich. Then you've got everything. Once you start getting strong enough to realize that I can go without that. Oh, I can go without that. Remember, like last year when I really, God just told me, let's see what you can do. I mean, there's been times, many times throughout my life, God said, this is an opportunity for you to grow. Let's go without. This is an opportunity for you to grow. I want you to grow here. Like, and for some reason we've been socialized to see it all as challenges every time. It's like, I did something wrong. Oh, your life is falling apart. Oh, like, that's where you grow. That's where you discover love. That's where you discover who really loves you. That's when you discover what you are truly made of. So when we're talking about the 42% of the businesses surveyed said that they're going to, and I want to ask you something, Ms. King. I'm not going to make you stay in here. I'm going to let you chill out there, but we'll start it. And they said 42%. Let me see. I can switch that. Come on up. 42% of those surveyed, of businesses surveyed, they said that they expect in the next 5 years to cut staff. So we're going to have to learn, people that, that are, trying to look for work, coming out of college, we're going to have to learn that job placement jobs are going to be different. These businesses, because what are the businesses doing? My opinion, Ms. King, what the businesses are doing is they're doing exactly what the young man said in that video. They are learning how low can they go. They can always hire people back. But you can increase your earnings, increase your profits. But we have been socialized as a people with how much, just having everything, having almost too much. You know what I'm saying? Like, go buy a basic black home and they have 5, 6, 7 cars. No, everything. House full of furniture. We would joke on people that buy a house and go, I'm gonna save up and get the furniture. We joke on them. You heard people talk about, and they go, they got that new house there. They don't even have any furniture. But they are structuring their life to avoid debt, where we have been socialized that it's okay to go and finance furniture because you don't want your house to be empty. Isn't that sad? So you're paying these huge interest rates or fees, but then they make you think you're not paying interest because they'll say it's just a fee. It's just a fee. It's, oh no, we don't charge interest. So what is the origination fee? Oh, it's just a fee. And that's something I'm like really, but we're just like excited because it looks like it's a great opportunity, and we have not been socialized that it's okay to go without. So Ms. King, I know you spent decades in corporate America. Isn't it true they'll let people go whenever they want to? Oh, wow. Well, I'm glad, but at least you said yes. They'll let you go whenever they want. You can't talk or there's no volume. You but you're doing okay? Good. You look pretty. Mm. Just say I'm fine. Oh, but I'm just glad you're fine. You're fine. But I just want to make sure it wasn't like something you couldn't talk, but you're good. You just can't talk right now. Okay. Go ahead, be quiet. But it's great. But yes, and you are a corporate survivor. You took advantage of opportunities to keep moving forward in corporate America. I appreciate that. Thank you. 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 I appreciate you. And there, but that, like Ms. King said, corporate America is going to change people, get rid of staff, to restructure, give it a pretty name, and people have a job one week, the next week they don't have that job. But what do? You get another job. And when is the best time to start looking for another job if you're not, you know, young, beautiful, and able to retire like Miss King is? What do you do? Like, what do you do when you know you need to work another? Your kids are still young, or you got another set of children. What do? You get another job. And when do you get the job? When you have a job. I was looking at the little, like, internet tips on what you do when you lose your job. And it was like, one said the one was like the number one tip was don't do anything. Now, who literally is going to do that? Now, I mean, there are some people that are going to do that, but I mean, literally, Karen, how many people are just going to really just chill out? Like, they just lost their job. They're worried about they don't have a savings or whatever that they got, and like, and then and their advice is like, just relax. And I can get it. I get it. But that's definitely in a perfect world where you have your emergency fund. The person is like, and or they're not single and they have someone else who's working there, and the bills will continue to get paid. But we're just going to assume that there's nobody else to pay the bills but you. And even if you are married, that you both need to work and make the money. So while you're working, it's important for us to be looking at skill advancements, getting additional training, looking at certifications. No, it doesn't have to be anything very expensive. Volunteering opportunities so that you're getting exposed to different things. Like, you want to learn more about a particular area. Oh, great, sure. And fantastic. I see your note. Yes, indeed. But if you want to learn about something, then go and learn about it. Volunteer. That, instead of doing nothing, like it's suggested, like, do something that's do it less stressful, but get into the area where you would like to be. No, and then hopefully they meet you and they realize that you're available, and it could actually lead to another career opportunity. Because you're laid off, in most situations, a person being laid off is going to be compensated during that time. So during that time where you are getting compensation, You can do a little rest, but most importantly, if you need money and the unemployment is just not enough, the best time is to go out there and 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 volunteer. Look at, study what you really wanted, what you really want to do. It's a great chance to follow your dream. Have you been putting off your dream? Because happy people do better at work. So let's look at this. Amazon, Nike, Starbucks, Facebook, Meta, Microsoft, and UPS have all cut back on their staff. Isn't that something? Well, that survey I was telling you about, that's the World Economic Forum survey, said that over 40% of companies surveyed said that they expect to reduce their workforce over the next 5 years. And how do they, and why? Why are they doing that? Some of the things that were noted is that he said like things are costing more, costs more to operate the business. Then as usual, they blame everything on tariffs. A lot of times they're adding like tariff fees, and tariffs solve the problem, and blaming everything on tariffs. And this is and they don't even have any tariffs on the products that they use. I just don't know how we can stop that. Remember, I had to replace the windshield in my car, and they had a tariff fee on that. So you're telling me that you're importing glass? Don't believe the hype, y'all. They lucky it was covered by insurance, but it's still my money. It's ridiculous. So because of some speculation that the economy slowing down possibly within the next 5 years, they don't really know. And the cost of things going up, so they blame it on inflation, what they anticipate will be inflation. So they're like, yeah, but the bottom line is they want to try to make the most money with the least amount of expenses possible. So then that's where technology comes in. They get the technology to replace the people, and they give it this name AI. But it's just technology. My client that was working in like claims and invoicing, and was replaced by computer software, and then that now they just want to call it AI. That you were replaced by computers. The more you can automate, the more it happens. Everything can be so automated now. No, it's just amazing. Yeah, I hear you now. That
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, my mic wasn't working on my phone.
Wow, that's great. It's greater, the PC. I know, but you wanted to keep on moving.
I was cleaning collard greens.
Oh, you were in the bathroom? I'm
No,
just
I was
joking.
cleaning collard
I'm
greens.
just joking. You know what I was joking on.
No.
Remember when Kamala Harris said she washed her collard greens in the tub?
Oh, in the tub. No, I was in the kitchen.
I got you. I was like, I just got you. Look, I thought for sure you were going to get down with it like that. Why would I? Look, at you went right with what everybody said. We would not put our collard greens in the bathroom. That is so funny. That's so funny.
Only 4 bushels. I'm not feeding an army.
Exactly.
Not this week.
And she's light skinned, y'all. So we just don't do it. They were like, black folk do not clean their collard greens in the tub. I was like, all right, we're going to find one. I'm going to be like, yes, we do. Yes, we do. But not with us. Not us too. We don't. I'm glad you cleaning some greens. I want some cabbage. I'm gonna get me a cabbage. And that's like I think cabbage is easier to clean than collards.
Oh yeah, much
Don't you
easier.
think
You're not
so?
really
Yeah.
cleaning it, you're just cutting it up.
Right? Because it's tight like that? Is that
Yeah,
what
you
like
just
yeah,
have
so I
to,
just open it up. Yeah. 'Cause I'm
yeah,
like,
you just,
they can't get in there. It's not dirty in the south. It's not dirty in here. It's so true. No bathtub needed. It's good. But my question I was leading into was just like, they use that word AI so loosely, and they're saying all these jobs are going to be lost because of AI. But the truth is, it's technology.
Mhm,
They're just smart computers,
mhm.
and then why we have to always give everything a name all the time? It's like, but this was happening regardless. Regardless, like this was happening. This has been happening. Truth, right? This has been happening the last 50 years. They have been replacing people, even in the manufacturing of cars. They've been replacing people with the machines. Now you don't need as many people to even put the car together, correct? Because the machine, woo, woo,
I just
woo.
call it evolution.
Amen. That's right. That's it. And what we
We're
have to
supposed to
realize is
evolve.
that there are jobs at the same time that the computer cannot do.
Right.
So when you have a job that includes, like, even like, for example, my dissertation is on robo advisors, and the more I research it, the more I realize that the robo advisors have done harm to people. Like, what I mean? There's more the numbers, the info is out there, even to the fact of how they'll advertise it and misleading in the performance. I mean, some big hitters got some big fines on what they've done.
How do you
I don't.
define robo?
It's when they put you on a machine, like, say at work, they go for 1.5%. You can have, what I mean, such and such add such wrap,
Algorithms. So robo, you
wrapped
mean
around
there's an
your account.
algorithm that's
That's right.
recommending your investments. Okay.
Yes,
It's an
and we
algorithm,
call it
which really is a
another.
form of AI, because
Amen.
generative AI, it's just a form of AI, really.
That's right. And they've been using that. Like they've been using it. I don't know. I saw Miss Davis try to come in, but her camera didn't come up. You're probably gonna have to turn your camera on, Miss Davis. Make sure you turn your camera on. Deal. But yeah, but they use that name. So then we have, for the business will have just a different name, robo advisor. But they've noticed that the customer, they're cut the like, nah, I can't say majority. You have to be careful on what words you use, but most customers are happier when they have an advisor involved. There's just a large percentage of people they cannot get. Because if they could have got rid of every personal advisor at those big firms, because then the liability is so much less. That's the way they see it. But my topic is about compliance. Like, how do you protect the customer when that computer makes a mistake? You
And
know,
that's the human element that AI
yes,
or computers or technology can't replace. I'm fine with
yes,
AI or technology doing the analysis for me and presenting it to me, but
exactly.
I want my advisor and I to review that analysis
That's
and
right.
compare it to my goals and
That's
make
right.
sure that it's aligning
That's
correctly.
right.
That the human
That's
element
right.
will
Here's the
never.
machine does. It sells it. Okay, they got you in this particular algorithm, and it's you and the other 100,000 people, and they sell it, and then it says, okay, we're going to do automatic rebalancing. You have to turn on your camera. So then you, all of a sudden, they're rebalancing you. You don't even realize what happened, and they took you out of your winner, put you in the loser, and nobody discussed it with you, and you didn't want to. And they said, well, when we first set up this account, you signed this form that said this could be done this way, and then that takes them out of being responsible. Where if it's me and you say, I didn't tell you that, you know what I'm saying? That's a lawsuit. I did not tell you to sell that. Like, but which I
Meaning like
can.
a discretionary account, like you have
Yes,
discretion to
yes,
rebalance.
Yes, and I avoid big time on putting clients into on discretion. At the beginning, I default to no discretion. I default to I want to talk to them. Now, some firms default to discretion, which is Davis will tell you about. Like, when I met her, she had an account, then the guy was at his discretion and he was just doing and selling and doing whatever he wanted. That's where the computers fall short. So I say that just to say is that they're not going to replace every job. Now,
No, and I feel like
yeah,
advisors should not lean so heavily on that either. It's just
machine.
another piece of information input
Yeah.
to help you with what you're trying to do.
Yes, but it lets a lazy advisor be lazy.
Mm.
Like when that man was telling you, like, you meet with her every month. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? Like they they don't,
What do
you know
you
what I'm
talk
saying?
about every
Yeah,
month?
yeah. I mean, I've had a male advisors tell me, they go, shoot, I tell them to look at the statement. And this one man told me, he told this woman, if you're gonna be bothering me, I'm gonna have to ask you to leave. And no, no, no. He just said, or pay this fee. So the lady paid the fee.
Meaning, if you want personal
Invite, then you gonna
support,
have to pay this.
this is
Yep.
the price
Yep.
for white glove service.
And it was just random. And he said she gave him like $2,500 because she did not want to disappoint. Oh my goodness. And see
I just
that's
told
sad.
a woman
That's
about
sad.
you at my mother's birthday party last week that I give this woman, she's my advisor, and we talk every month. And this is a young person, and she's just looking at me like, oh, like, really? You
You
do that?
talk
I
to
was
a
like,
person? Exactly. Exactly. Because it's gone. I realize I'm last generation,
which then is your
but
niche.
yes. But I just
Last
really feel like,
generation or niche.
yep. Or exactly. Because I think it's really sad. Like that generation, they don't even expect it.
Right.
You know what I'm
She's
saying?
only
It's
27
like
and she's looking at me like, you talk to
to
somebody?
somebody. I just call the 800 number. Yeah, they have socialized them that they're not worthy of having a registered investment advisor. You call that 800 number, that person doesn't have a license because we want to save money. They don't have to have right. And the person says, oh, I can't give you advice, but if you want to talk to an advisor, then you need to upgrade your account to blah, 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 blah. And I put them on the phone and you get a random advisor. Isn't that something? I don't know. Poor Weeda. I know she want to say something so bad, but see, Weeda, that's what you look like. Your
We
camera.
when I was on my phone, I couldn't get any sound. So
Okay, let's see.
Yeah,
oh, we hear you. We
we
hear
hear
you. We
you,
don't see you.
but your camera. It says you have your camera turned off. It's not that it's covered because you see it and it just says you have an X through it. Yeah, girl. Party too hard last night on the phone. them long distance affairs.
No.
Yeah. And but also I want to go back with the like, so those were just like some of the reasons. And then there's also like that we shouldn't fear it. We shouldn't fear it. That we should realize that it just means that we're going to have to work smarter. Correct? Like things are just gonna have to be um smarter. Like things are, I don't want to use the word critical thinking, but that's pretty much what they would fill into that spot. That
I,
jobs that involve critical thinking, will
you really have to police AI, and that's the critical thinking. Because
thinking.
as these algorithms mature and advance, they morph into their own thing. Because that's why there's
Mm,
different types of AI. There's the AI where
mm,
you put the inputs in, and there's the AI where it takes
mm,
historical information and comes up with its own assumptions and
mm.
presents those. So
Yeah,
we now have to be, yes, the critical
that's
thinkers
right.
and the police of AI
That's
to
right.
make sure it's not
Bad information.
racist,
That's
to
right.
make
That's right.
sure it is
That's so true.
using the right inputs.
So
I mean,
true.
I guess that's compliance, but that's also you watching your money.
That's so true. Ms. Wilkerson said she couldn't. Do you have I'm gonna send you that link. I'm gonna send that link again, Ms. Wilkerson. The I'm not. I'll just copy the link and see that link could be bad. Use this link that I'm posting right now.
I
Try it
ended
to
up
use.
going in through YouTube on my computer and clicked on your host link. Yeah, that's how I ended up.
That's what you did. Great. Yeah, go through YouTube, Sherry. I'm not sure, but if you're in Facebook, no. But go to YouTube and then use this. Yeah, good advice. That's a good point. And both should work. But some people on Facebook, they make comments. I can't even see it. It's
Oh,
crazy. Here she is. Look at y'all.
Hey.
Yeah. Did you use YouTube?
Yes.
Yeah, that I
Eh,
don't know. And like there's this man, Mr. Kenneth Wynn, he makes comments all the time. We can never see his comments. And he's
is
on
he on
Facebook.
Facebook or YouTube?
Yeah, Facebook. I need
Mm,
to tell him don't watch on Facebook because I'll say something later, but it's probably hard for him to believe. Like I see everybody
yeah.
else's, but like you said, I might be looking at only people on YouTube that their comments, but it's like, well, no, it says, see, yeah, I think these are like mostly YouTube comments. But we're talking about technology and the future and the job cuts. And it also could mean that, and the reason I shared that original video about learning to live off less is because that is the mindset of the business owner. That is the mindset of the executive. Even though we're looking at it like, oh, this black guy is talking about, that, but let me share it again, like some more true value and why this relates to job cuts. Check this out.
Real value is based on what you do without. Listen to what I'm saying here. Value is not based on what you own or what you have. In fact, I'll drop this jewel on you real quick. Real value is based on what you do without. It's not about what you can accumulate. It's how functionable are you with nothing.
Thank you. So look, so check it out. So what happens is when they sent everybody home, think about it that way. And they said, work from home, work from home, work from home. That was an attempt to see, can we function without this high rent building? Can
Yeah.
we function without this real estate expense? Because for a lot of them, that's their biggest expense. Is that real estate? So if they can get you to share in that expense and still do your job effectively. So what they did was what? Now most of the people that I see getting jobs are working from home.
Home.
And they
Yep.
think that the job is doing them a favor.
No.
You paying for the lights, you paying for the water, you paying for the electricity, you paying
toilet
for the
paper.
Wi-Fi, you paying for the toilet paper, you paying for they ain't gotta provide no more chips in the thing that they don't have to do that any of that
No
anymore.
security.
No security, no security guard. Like, right? They don't have to do that. And the ones they said, well, a matter of fact, I'm gonna get y'all just cause you gonna come in once a week. So now they got your space in your house
Hmm.
and the office.
Yes.
And we're like acting like they're doing you a favor. They're
And
not
they're not.
doing you a favor. Because they can tell when you're in front of that computer how many logins you did, how many transactions you took, how many they monitor you better now working from home than they did at that desk.
So true.
The days when you come in is the days where they probably lose. It's how can we go without? How can I control this person, monitor this person without having to take care of that person? Next thing you know, they're gonna be 1099 in people that work from home. When they start 1099, then they don't have to do the W-2. They don't have to
Mm-mm.
ever pay you for a layoff. They don't have
Mm-hmm.
to do any of that. They don't have to pay any unemployment. And we're just thinking, oh wow, like
We got the best end of it.
yeah.
No. Mm-mm.
They want to cut their expenses. So when they get in front of their shareholders, they go, look, we cut down our expenses by this amount. Our shares are up. They can sell less. They could sell less and make more money.
True.
But our this is what our people will say in order to say how successful they are. They made a they did $100 million. They got a government contract. They sold $100 million, but they still lost money. Their profit margin was -10. They had to hire a thousand people and do benefits because it was required by the contract. And they made a bad estimate on the contract, because they did not focus on how do I get this done with the least. That's the point of investing, is how can I put in the minimum and end up with the most? How can I, make sure that I don't have to use any more money than I have to? But we have just not been socialized to think that way. But that is the importance of Afroeconomics. Let us help us focus on what is real. The job isn't real. Our skills are what's real. You're what's real. You take that skill set. If you're at a job and that skill cannot be used anywhere except for that job, you're at risk.
Yeah.
I remember I met a man that he was fortunately retiring from the federal government after like 40 years. He did not know how to use Microsoft, any other type of computer, nothing but the terminal that they used where he logged in at work. That was it. I said, well, I'm gonna need you to get a something, a smart pad or something, like a tablet. I'm gonna teach you. And I taught him. It's like, you can't function like this. You going into the real world.
Yeah.
But a lot of but now this generation is not gonna get 40 years, most likely.
No.
They're not gonna get 40 years at the federal government.
No.
And part of his was military. Like, we're not going to get to stay. On average, people are changing jobs 7 times at least. And that
Mm.
was before all of this technology really, really picking up pace. No. So it's going to be, you have to learn how to keep your retirement intact. We do a rollover, you go to another job, we do a rollover, you go to another job, we do that, you put it into your account. You have to get your home-based retirement account that's your own, not the job. See, we thought the job is what secures your retirement. Your job doesn't secure your retirement. Your habits secure your retirement. Even when you're building your business from day one, you have to be building something that's worth selling to somebody else. If not, you're not thinking about the key is, how do I operate a business with the minimum? I was in my ex, I was telling him that I was suggesting that, he wanted his own store. And I said, I think the best thing to do is to focus on the internet. If I were you, I would get all of your inventory and I would get it all online. I would get pictures of everything I have. I would focus on that internet and I would focus on that, and I'm going to tell you, 50 Cent said he said the same thing to his son before Foot Locker even started. He said, man, he said, he said something that was like a warehouse sale or something. He bought like all these pairs of Nikes. And he said, oh, it was not full. It's called, but there's a website that sells Nikes that's not Nike. It's like, let's just say it's called Sneaker Locker. And before that place started, he was saying this was my idea. Now, if a young person listening, they know exactly what I'm talking about. It's a website that just does all different types of like sneakers. And he said, I told my son, do that. His son would not do it. And I'm going to tell you, people miss out because, and I know my ex missed out because he did not. And what he has been doing, trying to pay rent, paying rent, different spots, moving from place to place. Your internet spot don't move. And you ain't got to be stuck there all day. You can make money, then be going around looking for new product and you're not stuck. I know he probably says, I should have listened to that woman. Who would you listen to? If you got in your ear a 30-year entrepreneur, that's what my AfroEconomics members have. Like, you know what I'm saying? You have an entrepreneur that's been doing this, or do you just want to just trust yourself? Because the reason I did this, and especially my entrepreneurship membership, is I don't want to die with all this in my head. Like I want to help. Like I want to give it out. Like help somebody else. Like here, okay, this is what you should do. Like someone yesterday, they were like, "Oh, it costs $800 to set up an LLC in my state." I was like, "I didn't tell you to have an LLC. I don't think that that's what you need. I just said start your business. Your business is started. Your sole proprietorship done. It's done. You've already been doing it." But it always felt like there's something else, you know what I mean, that you have to do. I said, LLCs really are for partnerships. You don't have a business partner, so you're a sole proprietorship. Period. That's why it isn't invented for a person that owns the business by themselves. It's okay. It's okay. But if you're trying to cut expenses, but you know what I mean, these are the type of things that we are supposed to help each other. Like the brother said in the video, less. The value doesn't come from just having all this different stuff and all these elaborate titles. It's what is the minimum that I can use to get by with. And you see it. People going and they only have an undergrad degree, like that guy Snowden, that's now like hiding out in Russia. They already forgot all about him, but he gave Russia American secrets. Remember? He never went to college. And everybody was so shocked because he was a contractor for some company that gave him he could do this. And he got out of the United States and saved himself and was over there in Russia. I mean, it was that smart. And everybody was all shocked because he didn't have a degree. We look at too much and accept somebody's opinion on because you don't have this, then you can't have that. And that's ridiculous. Don't make up rules. If somebody says, okay, that's what they want, that doesn't mean the other company gives that the same value. No, there's a whole bunch of different ways to approach things. And you got to continue to okay, think about, I got to be smart. This is what I have. I'm going to maximize what I have.
When people when
Yeah.
people are laid off, as well as when people choose to retire, like myself, you kind of you have to consider yourself as the product and the prize.
Yes,
It
you are.
wasn't the job, it's
That's right.
you.
You. And what you brought to that job all those years or months, or you know what I mean, or whatever, what you were bringing has value. And it's about loving yourself enough to see that you have value to go and get
Yes.
something else.
Yes.
Because if not, you're gonna go backwards.
Yes, because being laid
Yeah.
off doesn't mean to go find the same thing again.
Thank you.
Being laid off is like, okay, how do I use me as the product
That's right.
to create the next
right.
opportunity?
That's right.
Mhm.
That's right. How do I just keep going? Because out of those type of opportunities, a lot of great things have happened. I remember my first boss, he was fired from a job. He was fired. And then that's how he got into entertainment and radio and sales and you know what I mean? Everything. And no degree, no college degree, and ended up being the national sales manager for them. If I tell you how many people I know without degrees, literally, I do my doctorate because I absolutely have nothing else to do. I'm not a student. I'm not that person. But God said, just go ahead and do it because you have absolutely nothing else to do. I'm not dating. I'm not going out to the movies. I'm not, you know what I mean, doing anything.
Mm-mm.
So it's it is the most productive use of my time. But is it because oh, this is like, so helpful for my career as a financial advisor. No. Does it help me? Yes. Like, you know what I'm saying? But it's not vital. I could read what I'm reading without getting a PhD when I finish it. I can still get that info. I still would be the same smart. We don't need the degree, the BS, the MS, the DD, the BP. That is not what determines how intelligent we are.
No.
And we always get messed up with that. All it is like determining on how much time you got. That's it. How much time you got and how much you want to put to that. Because a whole bunch of people would argue that that is a waste of your time. You know what I'm saying? Like, but it's helpful for me because where my life is right now. But we should maximize our life where our life is. Would I suggest it? Like if I had 2, 3 little kids that depend on me, no way. They would come first. That's where my time would have to be invested. No, but if you have the time, it's about using our time wisely. And we'll see the purpose from God later. But and everything, like as he mentioned in that video, like I think that's KRS-One. Like, we don't have to, everything doesn't have to be all about money. Like it could just be we're pursuing things because we like it. That's the contribution I want to make to the world. And I know you get that, like, right? Because you have made all the money in the world, and
Quita.
that doesn't create joy all the time. Like now we don't,
No, not all
right?
money is good money. Not
Amen.
all money respects you.
That's right. Your dream at all, right? So true. It's
And
so
and
true.
even as you look at all the billionaires right now, I don't know that they're very happy.
Thank you. And there
Even
must have been something missing for even like Donald Trump to even do this. To even, because he's not taking a paycheck. So it wasn't about money. It's about like he needed something else to his life. So
ego.
probably he started thinking, what do I want my legacy to be? And each of us deserve to do that. Yeah. Look, she's like, no, you heard what I said. You heard I said ego. I said, oh, it's legacy. Stop trying to make it sound pretty, Jay. Exactly.
You the
But it's
boss.
but it's like no, but it's like, yeah, but it's like that's a great example. Like you said, we have these billionaires who, do I mean, like look at what Elon did. And he just left his company and started working for the government. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what in the world?
And then his board said, "You better come back to
You gotta
work.
get back over
The
here.
company's tanking. You better get back here."
Exactly. Exactly. They're blowing up e-cars now. Let's get this together. But you know what? And I bet a big part of him was like, I don't care because I'm having fun right now. And this is what, isn't that sad? Like he probably was. And
When
then,
you don't have to
and,
worry about
yeah,
money.
and then he was like, I have way too much money, more money than even my family could ever spend. Like, it's like he's richest person on the planet. Like it's like you
And he wants
really
to go play with the U.S. government.
have
Man, that's fun. That's fun to you. Like, let's go move some data storage units.
but they're saying the same about us. They say there's somebody out there saying the same about us. It was like, so tell me again, like a client asked me one time. So tell me again why you do those throws. Like, do they pay you? No, I'm not getting paid, but I'll probably have a sponsor one day. Look, Nike's probably calling me right now, or it might be Under Armour. You don't know, right? Exactly.
You'll take it.
You don't know what it's going to lead to, but why? It's like it gives me satisfaction in my mind. Like it helps me feel alive, gives you purpose. Like you want to be good at it. Like, and it's something you never got to do. So like, and I feel that if we can give our children that, and that's what I say to my daughter, like, do what you love. Don't worry about the money. Money will come, but do what you love. Do what you love. Do enjoy your work. Do where you want to help people. You know what I mean? Help people. Be of service. If we're of service and you're focusing on service and helping people, you will get paid.
So JB, what you want to do now is make sure that you don't color any gray. That's going to be your trump card. Don't color any of your gray. Keep the gray, because when
Oh,
Nike comes looking for the
I
over,
gotta look like a senior. Yeah, you're
yeah,
right.
got to do that.
Jacking myself up because the Bryans just don't do gray.
Well,
I
we
don't
can
know.
figure
Like
out.
y'all better check. Y'all better check. Have some sort of intervention if I ever let my hair go gray. You'll be like, you'll be like, Jay, you all right?
Okay.
Look, are you all right? That would be like me coming in here with a dress on. Like,
We got to figure out something.
what's going on? Did someone
All I
die?
wear are
Look, look, look,
dresses.
did someone die?
Well, you
Exactly.
made me wear one, and I wouldn't have done
Exactly.
it.
But you like to wear dresses. Like
I
you like.
love to wear dresses.
Yes, that's it's about what you like to do. I would never ask you to do something that you're not good at. You are very good at it. Look, you can tell she likes to wear dresses. Could you tell she likes to wear? And
No,
you like to wear dresses.
I can fake the funk long
Mm,
enough,
mm. I
just
would.
long enough.
Oh
But
my God! If I can wear athletic gear every day, even to church, it would be a happier world. I'll be like, look, I want to dress like I'm ready to go run somewhere every day. What is that about? I don't. It's just a phase. It's just a phase. When I get in my 70s, I might change. I'll wear dresses. I'll wear tight dresses. Oprah Winfrey. Oprah Winfrey dresses in my 70s. You know the ones where they look like they can't breathe. I'm like,
mm-mm.
look, what's that color purple dresses? All of them made me feel bad. Like they made me have to pee just by looking at them. I was like, Lord, pull that bladder in. Oh my goodness. But yeah, I don't know, not yet. But it's about making sure you do what makes you happy, what you're comfortable with, what you're comfortable with. Indeed. So the also about, I was saying about one of the tips about if you lose your job, like to take time off. I know that y'all would probably agree, but you know me. I'd be like, get back at it now. But and
I
then
think it's really important to de-stress the trauma you just came out of.
you're
And
so healthy.
I am doing it. And I didn't call it trauma before. But now that I've had a couple of months to look at what I went
What
through,
through?
I'm just
Wow.
like, yeah,
Part of the healing process. And I
yes,
and I do feel like that has been probably one of the biggest mistakes that I've made in my life. I've never just given myself time. Like just time.
to
I'm
grieve.
all I'm always going from like one thing to another. I know.
The five stages of grief. I have it up on my wall, and it is so real. Denial, anger, bargaining, depression, acceptance. When you get laid off, you will go through those 5 stages of grief. Almost every change, a divorce, a
Mm,
retirement,
yeah.
you go through letting go of the old. And
What's
I
the
do
first one?
denial,
Mm.
denial, then you go into anger, then you go into bargaining. Like,
I
okay,
don't
you
know.
just give me this and
I'm,
I'll accept.
I've
Then you
skipped
go
all of
into
those. Exactly.
and after you bargain, you go into depression and then acceptance. Isn't that so interesting?
But I think like yeah, I think like when I became a single parent, my husband left and I had the little baby. I probably like yeah, I think I went through all of that like then because I was in denial for a long time. Like I'm not a single parent.
He'll
This
be
is not
back. He'll
this
be
is
back.
not this is not happening.
This is not happening to me.
You know what I'm saying? It's like this is not it's not in my plan. I'm a planner. You know, something like you just a plan, especially you're a planner and blah blah blah. Everything goes like this for me. But like, yeah, whatever it is, like, yeah, but I think, but with most things, I just kind of try to skip through it. But it could come back. It could come back to haunt me. Like, I think, yeah, and then I guess, like, I remember when my mother passed, I went through denial at first.
Yeah.
Like,
So true.
This is the normal stages of grief.
goodness. Even in our own weird way, like you might not realize that it's denial, but it's denial. Like you might just be like, I don't want to see them, or I don't want to, you know what I mean? But it's, yeah, because you don't
And
want to accept where you are.
you would think after bargaining, you'd go to acceptance, but after bargaining, you actually go through depression and then acceptance. I found that quite interesting.
You got to go to your lowest
Like
before
you're
you accept
bargaining
it.
and then you just, ugh,
Yeah,
and then you
it
accept.
is. It is what it is. I'm
So
not going back.
let me
The
ask you,
job is gone. Yeah, it's
so Mrs.
over.
King, have you gotten to the point of acceptance now? Are you there? Would you say that you're there?
Sometimes people pull me back in. I'll have some of my old coworkers that'll text me and say, "Did you hear what happened?" Or "We
Uh-huh.
miss you so much," and then I go back to anger.
Okay.
I
So,
want to
but for
save
the
the
most
world.
part,
Yeah. Mm,
I'm real happy that I left, but I'm
mm,
disappointed in how I was treated. If
mhm.
that
And
makes sense.
why
Yeah.
you left? Yeah, it's just
Yeah.
like why it is.
But
It's
but
so
then
true though.
if let's say this, if what you left and the way you were treated upon your leaving, if that had not happened, where would you be now then? Do you suspect?
Well, if they would have treated me well, I would still be there.
But
Yeah.
if they had not, and they, like, let's say, continue to overlook you or whatever, and you never really left, but you left home, you left work every day upset, every day, angry.
Well, eventually I would be sick,
Uh-huh.
either
So
physically, mentally, all of it. That only leads to one road, and that's you laying on the ground saying, "I think I can," when you really need to get out.
And and looking horrible in a dress.
Say, say it ain't so.
Amen. Right. Next thing you know, you're eating half gallons of ice cream. Look,
Because
and
Cleta,
none of y'all are like that. So I'm just telling about
a
my
No.
own, like
toxic,
how
a
I go to the.
toxic job bites at you one bite at a time.
Mhm,
It doesn't
mhm.
just bite your whole head off. First, it takes your ear, then it takes your mouth, then it takes your eyes.
Mm,
And sometimes you don't realize that you have no eyes, no ears, and no mouth
mm.
until you're laying on the ground.
Because they tried to tell you that your value was based on that. And it's crazy because we've been socialized as women, especially as Black women, that our work is our value. Like, that's really crazy. Most women, other cultures, the women don't identify with their job that closely like we do.
Their home is their priority.
Yeah.
But many times in our culture, if we don't identify with that job, damn it, ain't
Exactly.
nobody else gonna enter it. They will
You
not
you
identify
on the
with
look,
it.
you be on social media making snap commercials.
There
That's
you
what you
go.
be doing. Like, worrying about where your money coming in. Isn't it true? Oh, God forbid. We are truly blessed. We
Very.
are truly blessed. It's so true. That's kind of what I was saying on Friday, that sometimes, like, when women make different choices, it might not work out for them. You know what I'm saying? What if it doesn't work out for them? Like, they
Mhm.
choose their marriage over their career, and then he wants a divorce. And then, you know,
You can't control all of it.
they're out. Yeah, they're out.
You
It's
can't. You
scary.
have to show up and
But that is
see.
the difference between a marriage and just courting somebody or just living with somebody. And that's what I hope that some women are out there listening to. When you spend 20 years married to somebody and you help them develop their career, half of that is yours.
Yeah,
Amen.
You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
But if
Amen.
you spend 20 years sleeping with somebody, doing nothing, letting him get away with not being committed to you. He doesn't owe you nothing. You can go right into court and try to, but no, he does not. If you are married to him, he will even have to pay spousal support, or her.
No, no.
You know what I'm saying? But if you weren't married, no, there's no spousal support. And there are men now depending on women that way.
Thank you.
And the women don't get it, but y'all better get it.
Oh,
That's your husband. You gonna have to give him half.
Let me give you
Wake up. Like that when Fantasia was doing that to her husband, I was like, this is so wrong. Because that man worked for you, sis. At least he worked for you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and it's like, it is what it is. It's time for us to grow up. You got
Amen.
somebody, you making most of the money, you got to do the same thing a man was supposed to do, because the money and the assets accumulated during that time period are to be split. Right?
So true.
So that's the difference. That's the difference between courting.
So before you divorce, sell it all, spend it all before you file for divorce.
Yeah,
no, put
or
everything
you don't
in
even
your
have
name.
to do that. You don't even have to do that, yo.
You put it all in your name.
But then he can just come and take. But your husband can come and take half of that, because even if it's all in your name. But like you said, if you just spent it, then it wouldn't matter, right? And people do that. And people do that. Because that court can be hard. But I just don't understand how people stay together so long and then they don't understand that they have to split it. When you see people like Jeff Bezos giving up billions, I just don't get it. You can't give up thousands. Jeff was like, I want to be free. It's not working. And just be adult about it. There's so much life ahead, but people will sit there and just ruin their lives. That's so sad. And I guess because they don't want to go through all those steps of bereavement, but it's real. That's in our community is not marrying the way it used to.
No.
And there is a risk there. And people need to realize that there is a risk there. That I definitely encourage us. If you're with someone and you love them and you're making children with them, get married. Just, you know, and I know it's easy for me to say, but if you knew my story, you'd realize that it's hard for me to say, but it's still the right thing to do.
Yeah, it's the right thing to do.
It's a
but
chance.
Just have that prenup.
Look, life is full of chances. I know, and I don't believe in prenups either. They're like, whatever, JB. Like, but but I just feel like if you marry somebody, you should want to take care of them.
True.
Don't marry nobody you don't want to take care of.
Yeah.
Don't marry nobody. You know what I'm saying? Don't marry somebody that you think just want to be with you because they think you got something, or whatever. They're gonna take your stuff. Like, be equally yoked. The word speaks on that.
Yeah.
If she got something to lose and you got something to lose, she ain't gonna try to take none of yours.
But see, that's the stupid thing about it. It's not equally yoked, because the significant other sometimes thinks that, I got the upper hand on everything.
Yes.
And that's not the truth. You came into the relationship with equal. You had yours and I had mine.
That's right.
However, if we can't stay in agreement or we can't be in a marriage together, then you go your way and I go my way. Don't take what I have gained, because it was the same thing with me. I think I told you, JB, I put my career on hold.
Yes. Yeah.
To allow him to go to college.
Right. That's right. And you take care of the kids.
Yeah.
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
Did he go? No. He just got his darn degree after what is it? About 5 years ago. I was like,
I'm sending this tape to him.
You might need to. Because the thing with me is, you at the age of 60 now, and you want to have a degree. You're not working. You're not doing anything. You could have gave that to your son, the GI Bill, but you still, it's like, think about how you want to live your life.
Wow.
But you know.
So they have a GI Bill still that they can give to their children.
Yes.
Wow.
I didn't know
Wow.
that.
I know, right?
Yep.
That's right. Wow. That's good. But like because he's living for what he really wants to do. And then
Yep.
look, and it ain't like 60 years old. 60 ain't old.
No, it's
No, it
not.
ain't 60. 60 ain't old, but I'm talking about you wait to 60 to get your freaking bachelor's degree.
Yeah, because he just wanted to do it.
Uh, look, that's why I said,
Maybe he's bored like
He
me, like
was
he's bored
bored,
like
right?
me. Look,
Right. He
exactly.
was
That
bored.
tells you something about his love life.
Or he
look,
wanted to
Because
look for
I know
somebody new.
mine does. I sit there alone doing dissertation work. Look, it tells you a lot about the person's love life. I'm telling you, like,
true. Look, I with you,
look,
I
not your
decided to
problem.
go
Not
back.
your problem. Exactly.
I decided to go back to weightlifting and building my body up to do
That's
what I
right.
need to do for myself.
That's
As
right.
far as him, I'm like every time
Right.
I'm sorry. I'm
That's right.
sorry I left your mother. That's what he told my son. Uh I cheated. However, I wish I didn't.
Mm,
That's good then, but you should have said
yeah,
it about what is it, 10 years ago.
exactly.
But the
I
thing
think,
about
look, what y'all think? I think they're getting back
It,
together.
it,
I
it took him that long to go through the 5 stages of grief.
girl, you know he got married
look,
3 days. Three
oh,
days
mm,
after we got our divorce. 3 days.
wow.
Wow.
He wasn't through accepting shit. That was in there.
Oh,
Well, he was in anger. I
He
wonder
was
how many
in he was in
in
denial,
denial.
anger. I don't know. Maybe he
I
was
think it was in
bargaining.
anger. I
Maybe
think
he was
bargaining.
bargaining.
Yeah, that's true. That he was bargaining. He was bargaining
yeah.
like maybe I can find love somewhere else.
Good.
And then he
Eh,
got depressed once he
But
was in the
yeah,
next marriage.
yeah,
you're right. Like in a way, if we could say, okay, he shouldn't get married until you're through all those steps, maybe that's why it's important to take a job, take time in between jobs,
And
to allow yourself to
relationships.
get in relationships. That's right. Exactly. Contrary to what Queen Latifah said, right? You
oh,
seen that in Barbershop? They said the
mm-hmm.
best way to get over one.
Oh, it's to
Is
get
get
under another.
under another one.
Y'all
Yep,
gotta say it
yep.
out loud. They say it out loud.
Girl, I don't care. But the thing about it
Then you
is,
get then you go through all
sometimes,
5 stages in one night.
yeah, yeah, thank you. But sometimes it's better to
We are
build
back.
yourself up.
Look, you wake up, oh, everything's fine. I accept it.
It's
Hey,
all good now.
I don't even need spousal support. Don't you even worry about that. Look, I'm gonna
Y'all are
cancel
funny.
court. I'm gonna cancel court. Look, you live your life. I'm gonna live mine. Just don't come by the house this weekend, all right?
You right.
That would be something. Queen Latifah style. Mm. But so also like the taking time out. Let's see. I want us to make sure that I mention some others. So taking time out, contacting a lawyer sometimes is important if they ask you to sign some stuff when you leave. I mean, you might want to let someone else look at that.
True.
Probably something that we don't think about, and then start thinking about what you would like to do, other jobs that you would like to have. And an additional suggestion was building connections. But my thing is, it's too late to build a connection if you got laid off. Like
Oh
you have to be building connections while you're working.
yeah. True.
Be good to people so that you have people out there that owe you one. I remember that's how I actually became a financial advisor because a lady owed me one. I helped her get into marketing. And then when I was in graduate school, I said, I think I'm gonna stop doing advertising. I said after I finished my master's, I want to go on and I think I'm gonna go back into finance. And then she took me there, and I said, and I want to do research because I have a master's. And then so the guy met me and he said, she took me into her firm. She was working. Isn't that funny? Like I got into marketing, but she did marketing with an investment firm. And then that was, it was crazy. So she owed me. So my point is like, get someone that owes you. And of
True.
course, he said, you're a great financial advisor. They never took me into research. I was like, I don't want to do sales. I don't want to talk about people with their money. And that's something. I was 24 because I turned them down for a long time. I was probably approaching 25. Like, and then I took it and I was 25. And that's something. And
Mm.
I've been doing this, y'all, my whole life.
You keep doing it.
So,
You keep doing
Right.
you're doing a
but
great job.
oh, thank you. But I say that what we should do is like build connections now.
True.
Mm-hmm.
Build
True.
connections now. Do business with people that know you, that like you, that you can talk to, that you can, like, but build the connections while you're on top. And this to everybody out there at home, build the connections while you're working. But it was interesting what you said in closing, about when one of your two jobs that you had for years and years and years, but one of them, remember, got outsourced to another country.
Yeah, it was outsourced. And
That was crazy.
so, well, a lot of that's going on in the industry now, and they're outsourcing parts of the book of business to like India and different countries, mostly India, I think.
Yeah.
And so what they had us
Thailand,
do,
Philippines.
yeah, in the Philippines.
Yeah.
And so what they had us
Island,
do
That
was,
was crazy, right? And financial
yeah,
services, but that's very similar because the Karen had people working for her in whole other countries.
all
And
right,
then remember he had you training
had me
somebody in
training. So 400 of us we were all given an email at 5:30 that afternoon, sent an email. Well, many people had already logged off, but I work evening, so I saw it. And I noticed, I went through other people's calendar to see if, did I just get it or did anybody else get it? Because it looked really suspicious. Couldn't see it on anybody's calendar. So I called one of the supervisors and I said, what the hell is this? And he said, well, just make sure that you're on the call at 9 o'clock in the morning. It'll be explained. I said, Ken, this is some bullshit. And you know it. He said, okay. He said, you're going to know. I'm just going to just wait. So anyway, got on the call. There were 400 of us. We were to train the people in India, and eventually they would fire us.
That
Okay.
was pretty
They put together,
well, you were gonna leave, but then they
yeah,
asked you to stay to teach them first and
yeah.
let them.
So they
Wow.
put together a fairly decent package for all of us. But baby, let me tell you, some people were really hot and upset. I mean,
Right?
really.
That you're gonna get us to teach them. And that's
Oh man,
Mm.
I didn't really have to say anything because it was already
so
taken
many people.
before they
Exactly.
were giving them the business.
They but you know what the truth of it is just that it is what it is.
It is what it is.
And to be in that 400 was actually a blessing if they needed to make more money. You know what I'm saying? If they wanted to make it, they didn't
And
have
we
to
don't
accept
own
it.
these companies. We do not own these companies. Yes, they want us to show up
No.
and act like it's our family and that we have a vested interest. We don't own these
That's
companies.
right.
When
Nope.
DEI came down, all these corporations bowed. And when I
Quickness.
saw
With
that,
the
I was
quickness.
like,
With the quickness, right?
these
Yeah.
companies don't even own themselves.
There you
They
go.
are bowing as the wind blows. And
Yep.
here I am
Yep.
getting caught
Yep.
with the wind
Yep.
blowing.
Yep. And I mean,
Yep.
literally, they could have kept those open. The
Oh
government
yes.
they ain't do nothing else. Trump said do, but they
They
wanted to
bowed
close
down.
it. They ain't wanted to. They
Oh
wanted to
yeah.
close it. They
You
said,
think so? You
oh,
think that was just their
oh
excuse
yeah, oh that
Oh
was
yeah.
definitely. What
that
else
was
do
just
they
their way
do?
out?
They don't do nothing else. Trump says do. So they just all of a sudden, oh, we're gonna be obedient with this. Trump did not care. A corporation or the government cannot tell a corporation what to do. They did that, had
But a
nothing to do with
government
it.
can stop funding, sending you dollars,
But
sending
they're
you
not
new
sending
accounts.
anything to the That's because they do that for colleges because they're public colleges.
True.
If you are private college like Harvard, you ain't even supposed to be getting it from them. So, but Harvard takes money from the government. So then, you want that money? Then you gotta be. But your corporation, no, they did not have to do
I mean,
that.
that's why the companies lobby so hard, because they want the government officials to do certain things, like
Yep.
make usury
Pharmaceuticals.
laws more relaxed,
That's
or
so true.
make
And,
the
yep,
people.
and financial services, especially because his administration is very lax on regulations
And
for
so
this
if
industry. Yeah.
companies are more willing to do what the government wants, they're hoping that more dollars will flow to them from the government.
True.
Or at least the government will leave them alone.
Yes, that they
Yeah.
won't get
Yeah.
they won't get fined,
Yeah.
audited.
Yeah. Yes. Yes. But with DEI, that wasn't a threat. The only thing that they were saying is that DEI was from public money, was harming, you know what I'm saying? Was harmful to them because they were taking money from the government and they were feeding it and they were reading it as a way to discriminate. You know what I'm so but on a corporate level, that doesn't even matter. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't even matter. They could have kept those things. Target didn't have to do that. They chose to do that. Like, how they gonna control who you buy? You could have changed the name. You know what I'm saying? Like, minority, black business, blah, 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 whatever. Like, we can do whatever we want in corporate.
Where I saw the change when DEI went away, my company used to require a diverse interview panel and a diverse candidate set. And
Mm,
then when they took DEI, they chose to no longer use
that's
DEI.
right.
And what they did is they said,
See,
we will no longer require a diverse interview slate, meaning the ones that interview.
thank
We
you.
will no longer
Thank you.
require that you have a diverse candidate pool. And
Thank you.
I was
Thank
like,
you.
that
Very great.
is huge.
Fantastic point. Fantastic point. And ain't no Trump make them do that. They did that because they wanted whoever they want on their panel. We don't want any women on it. We don't want any women on it. We don't want any, color on it. We don't want any color on it. Anybody we choose. Leroy can be on every one. Like, it's so true. And they do it like that's a very good point. They're doing, I mean, and think about how many companies did that.
Well, that's when I realized how controlled my company was by the government. But I understand your point. I hear what you're
Yeah.
saying. They
Yeah.
didn't
They
have
were
to
just
do
doing
that.
it to be doing it. Yeah. They were doing it because they wanted to do it. Yeah. Trip.
Mm.
Which added just to the trauma.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Yes.
Yeah. Losers.
Which added to
I know.
Karen's exit.
Yeah. And then, to me, it like makes them look so weak because it's like you could have done whatever you wanted to do, but you had to have somebody to blame it on to do what you wanted to do. It's just sick. It's just sad. That's just sad. Like, you didn't have to do well, there's a movement and it's the environment and what are you talking about? You are not a public institution.
The truth
No.
is, you just don't want me here anymore. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
You gonna pay
Thank
me?
you. Thank
You
you.
gonna pay me?
Thank you. And the other truth is they need you more than you need them. We just
Amen.
haven't been socialized to know that.
No.
Yeah, when
I'm
JC
telling you,
did
we
that
bring it.
when JZ refused to do the halftime show, and then a year later, he's now the person that makes the decision
Thank
for the
you.
halftime show. And he said to them, you need me.
Me.
I
I
don't
don't
need
need
you.
you.
No.
Amen. And I know
I'm
that.
serious.
I knew that even as a kid when I was in corporate and they brought me in. When I was working at that corporate, other companies would come to see me. A major, like they had this grocer that was on the board of like Smith Barney or whatever. And so the guy, it's a U crop, but it means nothing to y'all or out of town. Only local people will know the name. So I was like all excited. I was like, wow, U crop wants to meet with me. So I go to the meeting at the, Mr. Ukop, he was like important. And I go to the meeting and he said, hey, we need somebody like you at this firm that I'm with, that I'm on the board. So they asked me to ask you, Negro girl, will you be their advisor over there? And I said, no, massa, I want to start my own firm. And he said, okay, well, our meeting is over. I said, what the? He said, our meeting is over.
Wow. Wow.
But instead of taking that as the insult that it was, I said, you gotta start your firm now. You gotta start your firm. You know what I'm saying? And that's what we don't realize, like, that what value that we bring. Like, and the only way when I was there, the only way a person got to me was they had to specifically say, don't you have a black girl that works there? Don't you have a black girl that works there? Because other than that, I will watch black people all day be given to other people, to other financial advisors. Boom. They had to specifically ask for me. And I was like, this ain't gonna work. I'm not gonna sit here and that my whole career, you know what I'm saying? I'm building, I'm working, and they get the remnants of what I'm doing.
No.
They get the real stuff. I get the remnants.
No.
No. So I just went on, but I was like, I can't believe this man called me in here. And when he didn't get his way with me, he kicked me out. He probably,
I believe it.
Exactly.
My London boss.
Girl.
Every day.
He was like, girl, I don't want to hear no more of this. Your story, your dreams and aspirations.
Nope, they don't. They just want you to do what they want done.
You take your dreams and aspirations, and what
when
I
you
learned,
don't do it, you are no longer abused.
And then what we have to do is learn to live within your means. Because like in Virginia, there was this black lady that was running for governor.
Oh, congratulations on the win, though.
The white lady won.
Yes, but the Democrat that won.
So all the black people that I saw, their biggest insult, unfortunately, on that black woman was her hair. Repeatedly. And it let me know, I said, that's how I'm seen. My nappy hair is not appreciated.
I saw that on TikTok and I was very disturbed behind
It hurt.
Very disturbed.
Nobody even talked about her politics. They talked about she won't do her hair. Why don't this woman do her hair? This woman don't do her hair. And that hurt.
Quite honestly, the photos I saw of her.
Yes, they don't look bad, but
her hair
they will always post her worst photos. It's so sad. I don't know.
That was I was very disturbed.
But it just let me know there's something wrong. There's something wrong. Like, we don't have to like her. We don't have to vote for her. But you ain't got to talk about her. Like, Will Smith went on that stage and smacked Chris Rock. And Jada's hair was beautiful. Smacked Chris Rock for saying that she looked like G.I. Jane, which I thought was a compliment. But she did have a short haircut. But that's how sensitive we are about our hair. But I think if we knew how much, like, most people don't know how much I've been through or what I've been through. But there is no way that girl, a descendant, an immigrant from Jamaica, brown skin husband, 2 brown skin daughters, doesn't know the challenge of being a black person in America. There's no way I could talk about her physically in any way. That's just sad. But
do you remember the gymnast? I think her first name was Gabby.
Yeah, but
okay, that same old mess.
That's so sad. I that's so sad.
people never, complimented her. Well, I won't say they never, but the people who were talking about her hair said nothing about, her
Yeah.
double backflips and her pole vaults and pole
A
vaults and stuff
gold
like that.
medalist. Because what? They have no idea what it takes to be that person. They have no idea the sacrifices that we take to be that person. You know what I'm saying? Like you could disagree with everything, you could hate gymnastics, but you gotta know to get to the Olympics took a lot of sacrifice. We just don't know that. What is that?
See, I didn't hear anybody in earshot talk like that, but had that been the case and I'd heard it.
Oh, but I saw one.
Oh,
It had like 10 reasons. It had 10 reasons not to vote for this black lady, and it was a post from a black lady. And then the last one, it said, finally, she just refuses to do her hair. Like that was like funny. The other 9 were like kind of repeating the same thing. No, but then like the 10 is like, you don't have to vote for that lady. But we still all black. When that guy in Georgia was running and we were making cartoons, like we were like, what if Trump said that about that woman's head? That would have been, you know what I mean? We would have been outraged. But when we start talking, what's that guy from Georgia that was running for Senate?
are you
And
talking about Herschel Walker?
yeah, I don't know why I can't remember his name like that. But
There
like
I'll go to something else.
but it was the same way we treated him. We talked about Herschel Walker so bad.
Well,
He's a Heisman Trophy winner.
I don't care.
That's like the freaking Olympics of football. Like, wait, you know what I'm saying? That man, he was out of his league. But when they did that debate, I believe Herschel held his own. But you know what I mean? Like we were just talking. You should have saw the cartoon. I mean, it was some racist stuff that we put up there about that Herschel Walker.
Now that one, I'm not carrying a candle for that one. I'm
Yeah,
so
but you're
sorry.
being sexist.
Uh-uh.
You're being sexist because it's a man. So I'm gonna have to see, like, and I was getting on men about it. This time with the lady, I was like, I'm not gonna say anything. One other lady said something. She said, you can talk about people's politics, but don't talk about their hair. You know what I'm saying? And I said, amen. And I backed it up. But it was like, because if you act like you're defending the person, they turn it into like, oh, you must love Trump. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this has nothing to do with Trump. This has to do with my love for nappy hair. Mm. But it's like, isn't that a crazy challenge for us to have as a people? For a person for nappy hair to have to not be able to show their nappy hair. So I'm gonna close out with that with KRS-One again, finding our true value, and then I thank you, ladies, so much.
Thank you, JB.
Is
Yes,
based on what you can do without. Listen to what I'm saying here. Value is not based on what you own or what you have. In fact, I'll drop this jewel on you real quick. Real value is based on what you can do without. It's not about what you can accumulate. It's how functionable are you with nothing. And we can't function on nothing, so that becomes the scale. How low can you go? How deep can you go? Because after a while, if you really become a spiritual being, you don't rely on the world for nothing. Nothing. You enter the world, but you are dependent upon the world.
Amen.
You're dependent upon invisible forces. What are the invisible forces?
God.
Love. People can't see love. They're too busy watching hate. It's all about your perception. Real value is on what you can do without. Listen to what I'm saying.
Man. So let's remember that.
Yes, ma'am.
Let's remember that. We are worthy. We're worthy. And don't worry, I'm never running for office. They won't be talking about my hair. I love y'all.
I love you
Take
too.
care. And look, And don't we talk about Herschel Walker? Because I know where you live. I know where you live.
Oh, please.
Take it easy. Me and Herschel come over your house. He probably live right up the street from you. You take care. I love y'all. Be sweet to each
I think he's
other.
the ambassador to Barbados or somewhere, some
Oh man.
island. Yeah, he's they named him ambassador to, I think it's Barbados.
And they probably love him. They probably love him, appreciate him, love his southern accent and everything.
Probably.
They do. That's something, y'all.
It-
Let's love on each other. Let's love on each other. And thank you, Karen. Thank you for your congratulations.
I'm going to keep the politics out.
Yeah.
I'm in Florida. I can't say nothing. I'm in Florida.
But that wasn't even about politics though. That was about our hair and our
Yes.
value, So yeah, that indeed. That I didn't want you to feel
There
bad.
are a lot of
I didn't
good
want you-
elections last night. So, but
Yeah.
just a lot.
That was a busy night. It
It
really
was.
was.
New York City,
right? Right?
Virginia, Maryland,
New Jersey,
New Jersey, California,
Jersey, I think Chicago, and just a ton.
California, several
Yes.
cities.
Yes, California passed the 50 that they are going to vote on how to redistrict their what do you call it? Candidates. Their redistrict.
So they might do that.
Realignment. Right. Exactly.
Yeah, they voted and asked the people to say, do you want to reline or not? And the people said yes.
So I guess that's a good thing,
So, well, what they're saying back to Texas is you don't just get to do it your own as the government. We, the people, are going to do that in California.
Where like currently it goes through the Congress or whatever of each state. Is that how it does? Like
I
they just vote on it, I guess.
Yes, Congress makes a decision, but in California,
they said,
their governor put it on the ballot, and the people said we want a voice in how it's redistricted.
But they all do just change it depending on who's in power.
That's why I wonder, like, do we just chase each other's tail every month?
Exactly. It's so true though. Like that one, and then when the other one gets back in power, then they redistrict.
And then what are we going to do when everyone becomes independents? Like,
right?
Because that's what's going to be next. Yeah. Everyone's going to be, I'm independent.
Yeah, I know I am, but I don't think most people are.
Just imagine, what it's going to look like in another 50 years.
A lot of people are becoming independent.
Won't be here to see all of that, but I just wonder what would that even look like 50 years from now. I'll be gone.
And to me, I don't understand why
popular vote.
I don't understand why we have to have the parties now,
right?
With so much technology involved. We should just be able to, what I'm saying? They're almost forcing us.
It should be popular vote. Like, what's wrong with popular vote?
Thank you. There you go.
And get rid of that electoral college.
Technology.
Our children will make that happen.
That's right.
Our 20 and 30-year-olds are gonna push that. It'll end up happening with them.
Yeah.
Because they won't take it anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And they'll be like, well, how hard is that? It's
with
amazing.
Some sense, Mrs. King, hopefully, with some sense.
I didn't say all that part. I just said that they know how to make it happen. They know how to gather support. They know how to march. Both of my children are very much into marching. And so they really know how to gather and rally. And yes,
ma'am. You tell Weeda Davis there's a march going on. She is all in it. I mean, I'm all over it. And I will drag other people with her. And they said, oh, we hadn't heard from you in a long time. Where have you been? You've been marching somewhere? Hell yeah, I sure have. And I'm going to march again, okay? I'm going to be out in the street.
Funny. Like, I used to do that at University of Virginia. And when I was, we were like fighting against apartheid. But I didn't like it the way, like, there'll be some of you who are involved in it. And I didn't like the way the majority of Black people were like looking at us like, what's wrong with them? And you feel like you're doing this. And I know that people that protest in general, like, if I don't do this, who's going to protect them? Because they're not going to do anything about it. And the majority of people don't do anything about it.
You know, it kind of saddened me here in Atlanta, the No Kings March. There, I bet you, were less than 10% of Black people, and the Black people that were there that participated were seniors. They were my age and older. And then
Yeah.
I really thought that there would be a mob coming from the AU Center.
Yeah.
Now, maybe it could have been because of homecoming, because it was around the time of some of those homecoming things. And, you know, you got
You ain't have to say that. I don't.
well, you got the floats, you got the
Like,
band,
look, I
you got
ain't
the
going out there.
parade.
We got homecoming. We got the
That
parade that
homecoming.
morning. Look,
Yeah.
that would be sad. That would be sad.
That's the only way I can excuse it. But other people who I knew, I called, I said, look, are you all coming to the march?
But because most people, like, you know, my thought is like, we ain't gonna have no king. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's not that just doesn't concern me. I just know I live in the United States of America. We're not in England. I mean, to me, it was kind of like an insult to England. They do have a king, but I don't know. I was like, why are we attacking England? No, I didn't. But I did feel like, what if the English people hear about this?
Yeah, I just thought in Atlanta there would have been a lot more like Black participation. I really would have thought the church people would have
You know, and that they would have hated. They would have hated. They would have hated.
No,
because it was kind of like a lie. Like they were really just trying to say, I hate Trump.
Well, a lot of signs did say that and said it clearly. A lot of the people who made their own personal posters and stuff like that. But that's your poster. And then they were handing out just generic kind of posters if you didn't have one and you wanted to carry one, you know, quite naturally. But I mean, but still.
But, I mean, all y'all got audited by the IRS the next week. Your letter is on the way. They know who was out there. They know who was out there.
I'm going to tear it up too.
You just tell me. I'll help you through it. I got your back. Wouldn't it be funny? They could look. We in AI times. You saw that? You ain't see that drone, and it was up there getting
drones were flying above.
Thank you, and they were getting all y'all faces. They said, "Oh, Miss Davis." Wouldn't that be something? All y'all get audited.
I told you about that drone. Now you know what I'm doing.
Yes, I heard. Yes.
Look. The only way I would have gone out there would have been a mask on. But nah, it's just I don't have that. I mean, I was a kid, like I did, but I think that's also like, you know, that takes a lot to still have that kind of fight in you. You got fight in you, Weta.
The next one coming up will be ML King Day, so I will be participating in that too.
You are so good. Such an inspiration.
I am. I'm going to participate.
I mean, literally, like you gotta fight. I'm telling you, like something could happen to you in life. I feel like that happened to me, and it just sucked the fight out.
Well, you know, JB, I will jump on a bus and come to Washington. I've done it twice. Got on a bus and come right on to Washington.
You are a fighter.
And protest like everybody else. This one time it was snowing, raining, and sleeting.
But wouldn't it be something you tell me? You say we're going in. You go, JB, you gotta come, and then I get there. I go, what are we fighting for today, Weta? What are we fighting for?
I don't know. Just jump in and fight. Okay,
just
don't
fight.
worry about it.
Just fight. Exactly. And look, don't be smiling or nothing. Look mad. Yes. And you take care. Y'all stand strong. And you know. God is good. May he protect us and be blessed.
Ashe.
Be about love, and love. May it surround you through all your transitions.
Yes.
Bring us higher so that Weta does not have to fight anymore. Take care. Bye. She drops the chair. Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. Girl.
I'm out.